was a interesting 24 hours or so for our team, but really proud of the way the guys handled a little bit of the adversity yesterday, and then found a way to win a football game. Played really good defense all day long. Did enough from a standpoint of third downs and running against a really good. I mean, that's a pretty darn good front. Just trying to play physical there, fighting through some injuries that I'll get to here in a second. Thought there were some really good individual performances, but the defense as a whole, that's their game ball right there for what they were able to do. 2 of 10 on third down, 0 of 3 in the red zone for those guys, and then the 5 sacks and whatever it ended up passing yardage wise. So really impressive performance by them. And then offensively, it was going to kind of be one of those games from a standpoint of cold, windy day, 7 to 12 on third down though, and then 1-1 on fourth down. Like the way we finished, running a play to put the game away there at the end. Byron Murphy with the interception and a couple tackles. Blake Cashman it was a 16 tackles all over the field. Him and C.J. Ham with Metellus and Jonathan Grenard going out. Players decided that they wanted those guys to be our 7th and 8th captains today, so they had the C on their chest today, which was an awesome moment. Will kicking in those conditions, obviously 3 of 3, and then I thought Aaron Jones was an absolute warrior playing through, being a little dinged up there, but just continuing to run hard. And then I thought Justin's effort on some of those plays to just give him a chance. Sometimes you just got to give him a chance to have the ball, and even if it's not a concept, more than just have some guys, spread out trying to get some blocks and give him a chance to have the football. His greatness was on full display. Injury-wise, Jordan Mason did have the right ankle very early and did not return. Unfortunately, Ryan Kelly was being evaluated for a concussion, did not return. And then J.J. McCarthy with his right hand did not return. Aaron Jones did kind of get evaluated with that right ankle and was able to fight, get back in the game and help us finish it out there. But 3 in a row. Tough point in the season when a lot of guys could have, focused their intentions elsewhere. These guys have just continued to fight and find a way to win 3 in a row, which I absolutely love what those guys have built in their locker room and the culture in our building to continue to go. And we've got a football game coming up on a short week we got to get ready for.
You know the extent of JJ's injury?
I do not right now. Likely I have not seen the play, but apparently it happened before his touchdown run, and I was actually concerned with the angle that I had when he did run it in. I just wanted to make sure I thought he got hit in the head or neck area going into the end zone, but he was clean there, and then I asked him if he was all right, and he said he was, and obviously we just scored a touchdown, big moment, but then when we went out for the next drive, that's when he seemed to have some discomfort there. So we'll evaluate it and, make sure we find out what's going on there.
Did he mention discomfort when he got back to the sideline?
He did not. When we were, in those moments, and I've done something pretty similar where, the quarterbacks hit their hands all the time, whether it's helmets or, deflect, other defenders and things like that. It happened to me in college, and I didn't even know I had a significant injury until, the next time I took a snap, which, we ran the ball on 1st and 10, and then, just trying to throw a simple receiver screen, very similar to what we had thrown to Justin on some of those 3rd and long conversions. And I'm not sure he was able to even grip the ball, but I don't know if he knew or not at that point. I have not had a chance to talk to him. They took him away to evaluate him. He was unable to grip the football, apparently.
What did you think of his performance up until that point?
You know what? I thought, again, he was in a rhythm of great decision-making early on. Obviously, the tip ball interception on just a simple quick game, out route, makes a great decision there. Justin's kind of on the underneath route, and they're giving up the out route to Jalen Naylor. And we just got to pitch and catch that one. There was a couple other ones, but loved the decisive decision to Addison on the play action there at one point. And he was, he showed his athleticism on a big 3rd down to put the ball in the end zone, which was huge. So I thought JJ was doing a lot of really good things, and really, really unfortunate that he was not able to finish the football game. And he was, in my opinion, putting together a very nice performance again.
Along those lines, just the disruption with these injuries to his development, how much is that his setback that every time he starts to maybe get in a rhythm?
Part of you wants to just make sure it's part of this game, and he's a competitor, and I think it's something where he's going to go out there and lay it on the line every single week. And like I said, I don't know, at what point the injury actually happened, and I don't even know if he does. And when I talk to him, we'll try to pinpoint that down. But it is unfortunate just thinking about what these last 3 weeks and really 2.5 weeks or so outside of that last play of the half there. I mean, he's looked like he's really found a place of decisiveness, ownership of the offense. I mean, the discussion and the dialogue about things he's seeing. It's a bummer just because I'm having a blast coaching him and seeing the growth of a young player getting the opportunity to actually go out there and grow and develop. And I've been so proud of the way he's come, really these last few weeks come back and just really shown some growth. So you'd love to have him. Love to have him for 2 straight home games to finish, and we'll see where his hand's at and if he has the ability to play for us again. I sure hope so.
Just to clarify, it wasn't him turning down that screen or not throwing it. He just couldn't grip the ball.
From the sounds of it, I think Carter might have been on the edge, but that's a perimeter receiver screen that you get that thing started. I think they were in man coverage, and you got a chance to get 2 blocks and possibly give Justin another chance to activate underneath, and pick up some of those big guys coming out there. The ball needs to be thrown right away, and he knows that. He had done it already in the game. And if you do hold it on a receiver perimeter screen, the backside defensive end is coming, and he knows that. So I haven't seen it yet, but my guess is, he could not grip the football.
Kevin, with some of the drops, how do you kind of parse through those, whether it's him throwing the ball hard and receivers needing to adjust or just receivers needing to make catches there?
Yeah, and it's kind of, look, I thought it was impressive, some of the throws he made. I mean, the wind was significant at times when it was gusting, a cold day, and he's out there pushing the ball. But yeah, it's unfortunate, simple kind of day one kind of quick game kind of ball out kind of plays, and very similar to the one Justin had into the boundary. And that one got on Justin in a hurry. And it's just those are the things that when you fully catch your stride as a group, those are all pitching and catching, and we're either 1st and 10 or 2nd and short, whatever it is, and that will be and that's been a big part of how we've operated here for a long time. Is the pitching and catching has been a big part of what we do, and I thought over these last 2-3 weeks it's really shown up. I even liked, the early decision JJ had against man coverage to Addison, on the first drive of the game, giving him an opportunity to make that ball. And our guys will make those plays. We got some of the best in the league at the receiver position. Clearly with Justin and Jordan and Speedy have all had, really, really bright moments this year. It's just some of those glue plays in between that we got to continue to work to make those throws and catches at the level those guys are capable of. Not only the quarterback, but the receivers as well.
And that deep ball that Max threw kind of down the stretch to the left side. Can you just walk us through that play?
So that's you're kind of knowing, that the defense is playing pretty spectacular. You also know you're going to need to potentially try to find a way to at least give Will a swing at it. So we get ourselves into into a 3rd down and very long situation, and it's basically a play where we're going to try to do some work to help on the edges and had CJ in there. And Justin's got, Justin can run the out route from that point. He can run the in route. He can go vertical. He's basically got all angles of the cut by what we've put on tape. In that circumstance, he's running an out cut off of simulating kind of maybe running an in cut to try to see if we can win the leverage. I told Max if he felt like there was grass out there, I just want you to lay it out there and let him go get it. I thought it was a phenomenal throw to get it up and over the flat defender. It was kind of a unique inverted 2-deep coverage, so the corners got the half, and we could dive all the way in on that, if we had a whiteboard. But what it was is Max making a big-time throw and giving Justin Jefferson a chance. After the year and the leadership he's shown, that play will probably not be remembered with some of the 5 sacks or some of the plays that were made. JJ scramble for a touchdown, but I thought that was as game win because of from a player today, and it was Justin Jefferson in a huge moment to make the play, and Max stepping in. How about that? Stepping in and functioning at a high level, throwing some completions here and there, running the show, made some great decisions, with our can system in the run game, and it was total team effort. Not a very pretty performance, but on a day like this, it rarely can be with some of the elements.
I know it's still fresh, but with Ryan Kelly, just your level of concern and just, I know how much he means to you. So.
Yeah, concern just because of obviously, his journey and just how, and quite frankly, how well he's been playing, and the time that we all took and he took, most importantly, to get back out there. And then he's absolutely, one of our best players over these last few weeks since his return. I got to see the play because, I don't know where the contact could have come from in the normal rhythm of a play like that. That could cause that. There was some concerns from some of the folks out there about the play, on our side, and I'm going to need to take a look at it to kind of figure out what happened there. But most importantly, I'm absolutely, the concern for Ryan is, we're all, just hoping and really just thinking about him, and don't have an official kind of diagnosis or anything, but anytime anything like that happens, you have concerns as a head coach.
Concerns about the play, the people, your guys out there have concerns about the play.
There was just some, I don't want to get too much into it. I think we all need to probably, take a look at it and kind of figure it out from there.
Kevin, with JJ, do you have concern that this could be something that could end his season?
I don't have the answer to that right now, Alec. I just know they told me he could not return. I know at this point, the only information I have is that x-rays were negative, but, obviously the hand, there's a lot going on there. So I don't want to speculate one way or the other, and just crossing our fingers that we'll have him back out there.